Hi there, welcome to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign Aquarius, there's a link in the description box where you can enter your birth information at astrology.com, and it gives you a snapshot of your entire birth chart. And from that, you can look up your Moon and Rising signs if for whatever reason you don't find this Aquarius reading resonates with you this week. That being said, I do hope that this does resonate with you, but it's just for additional guidance if you prefer that type of thing. Information about the cards that I'm using and my book and how to reach me are in the description box as well. So this week we'll be doing the central spread with the Medicine card Tarot. And then we'll be drawing additional guidance cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot and the Healing with the Angels deck. So we're looking for 3 jumper cards, central position, 2 qualifiers, and then the bottom of the deck for general energy. And we'll begin by saying a little prayer, Aquarius. So I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. And I ask that Mother Gaia please bless this reading. Pardon me. So you'll notice that I'm not using, or I'm not in the habit of using traditional, pardon me, Rider-Waite tarot cards with the traditional elements of, the cups and the swords, the wands and pentacles. I just haven't used those in, wow, like over 20 years. I don't mind using them, but I really do prefer using these different decks. They have just such unique stories and fables and origins that I think they add such beauty to the world of tarot. And they all come from different traditions too, which is kind of cool. I mean, the Rider-Waite traditional tarot symbology is really just one aspect, one small sort of branch of tarot divination. So it's kind of nice to switch things up a little bit and use different decks. That being said, I still might get myself a little deck. I especially like the little ones. Just like for qualifier cards. So we will see. But in the meantime, bear with me as I get 3 jumper cards here. I swear one's going to jump out soon. Just for some reason they've been taking a little bit of time today. All right. Pardon me. So for the central position, Aquarius, we have the opossum. And the opossum's keyword is diversion. So we're going to look at cards to qualify this central theme for you this week. This reading is from May 8th to the 14th, by the way. So either you're projecting a sense of diversion or you're being met with diversion externally, or you're practicing this in order to spare yourself from something, which is usually the reason why most individuals employ a sense of diversion. It's because We don't believe that we're ready to face what information is before us. And it's kind of like, it's another way of thinking poorly of ourselves in a way, right? It's like thinking that you don't have what it takes, or you're not ready, or you can't handle whatever. So you're going to create a diversion around it. But it's not always entirely a healthy thing to do. Like, depending on the surrounding cards, we'll see, for example, if this is what you need to do this week in order to accomplish something else, or to get over a hurdle, or pardon me. I just had a coughing fit before this reading, so what the heck? I don't even know where it came from. But anyway, yeah, it could just be about trying to get away from something that you really need to face up to. And that it doesn't even matter how long you try to divert from this or create a diversion around it. And it could be something like being caught at something or found out or whatever, something like that. It doesn't have to be big and deep. It just could be something you want to create a diversion around. But I'm going to suggest that you trust yourself, that you can handle what's going to befall you if this is figured out, or if this diversion doesn't take place the way you want to, or fully, or if you bother at all, that you do have the tools to figure out how to act and react in this situation. And it is a general reading as well. So whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Aquarius, I'll get you to, I encourage you to focus this reading, the messages within this reading, on what is going on most prominently in your life this week. All right, so we have your cards here. We have a possum, which is diversion in the center. To the right, we have the fox. Fox's keyword is camouflage. And then to the left, we have the lizard, and lizard's keyword is dreaming. So let's just look at those three words for a moment. Diversion, camouflage, dreaming. Could you be trying to get away from something here? Could you be living in a dream world? Could you be trying to hide something? Dissuade someone else from looking at something you don't want them to? And when I say a general reading, I really mean whatever is most prominent in your life, apply it to that. If it's finances, travel, health, relationships, partnerships, business, whatever is most prominent this week, this is how it's going to be applied, okay? So basically, I just see there's a roundabout here. There's something going in circles here. Excuse me. It doesn't need to. This doesn't need to happen, okay? Why is it happening? Well, you could be living in a dream world. You could be focusing on the dream, not the reality. You could want the other person to focus on the dream and not the reality. You might be afraid of letting someone or yourself down if you get out of the dream world. You might even be afraid if this is a dream you want to bring to life. You might even be trying to skirt around the fact that you need to actually do something to bring it to life. Idea is, only one aspect of manifestation. And you can't, if you want something to become manifest, you can't live here in the dream world. Are you doing yourself any favors, Aquarius, by creating diversion and camouflage around this issue this week, okay? So we'll look at those in detail in just a moment. Right now at the bottom of the deck for general energy, we have the squirrel. I don't see this card much. It is the key word here is gathering. However, I just want to be extra sure I know what the heck I'm saying. Yes, okay, so its keyword is gathering. Now, perhaps this is just the time and place this week that you have to undergo this, this is the dream phase. You have to divert from natural world or a tangible world realities for the time being in order to gather and what's it called when you compartmentalize information or knowledge. And the tricky part here, if that's the case, is that camouflage is involved. So the question, if that's the case, is who are you keeping it from? Who are you? Why would you be hiding this from somebody? Who would you be keeping it from? Why is there a sense of wiliness, perhaps even secretness around this? I don't see heavy magic here, so it's not like, you know, there's I don't see manipulation here, is what I'm trying to say. I see that you might be going around in circles for no good reason this week, is what I'm seeing. However, if there is good reason, it's suggesting here that it's because you're actively involved in the gathering of information. You're sorting through the information. This is good. Those two aren't. These two are. That's not. Which is a lot of energy, right? And it's a lot of the basis. It creates a foundation of how to get to the next level of something, particularly if you're trying to bring a dream to life. However, if it is a dream state that you're in and you're not willing to or unable to face, quote unquote, the real world, you might be putting yourself into a hole. You might be gathering bills or problems or issues that are arising out of not getting to the root of something and not being really transparent about something, okay? So let's just look at these in details for a moment. We've got the opossum in the center. Like I said, its keyword is diversion. These are really good little scampering animals. They know how to get away really fast. They know how to, they're basically prey for anyone who eats animals. So they're kind of used to being sniffing stuff out, right? You know exactly where to go and what to do to get away from something. Exactly. You've probably done it before, or if this situation has arisen before, this is going to feel like old hat to you. You might even not have to think twice about it. The lesson here this week, though, Aquarius, is that this isn't going to work for you that well much anymore. Or if it's ever worked for you, there was something missing from it. It wasn't legit. And this week, I think it'll be brought to light, whatever that is. It's like, this really isn't going to get you what you want or where you want to be. So why keep practicing it, okay? It's time to get to the root of the matter. So we have to the right of opossum, the fox. Like I said, its keyword is camouflage. And like we all know, we behave under camouflage. And when we think of the term camouflage, it's to blend in. It's to be complete. No one can notice us. We can get away with stuff. We can, up there with diversion, we can be sort of wily about it. We can create sort of a madhouse or a little game out of it so that there's a tail chasing involved. That's what I mean here. When I see these two together, I see this little, there's a tail chasing, there's a game. And I don't know if the other person or people or situation or environment knows. And therefore, I think it might be a little unfair. Or if they do know, I just don't think it's working for you. Okay, so this circular, you can do it. You can divert, you can camouflage, you can get away with something, you can change someone's mind, you can create all sorts of things to, okay? But at what cost and what is it getting you, all right? Because you're gathering something. Either you're gathering, like I said, what you need to bring the dream to life, or you're gathering some issues and problems and upset that, why, right? It's really not helping you and it's not helping the situation. So we'll take a look at the lizard, which is to the left of opossum. Lizard's keyword is dreaming. This is about the dream state altogether. It could even be something as simple as sleep patterns. Perhaps your sleep patterns are all bent out of shape, but I'm looking at this more of an emotional or esoteric or even intellectual perspective here, seeing as the Aquarius is an air sign, you know, ideas and thoughts and communication. Its planet is Uranus, which is the planet of chaos and electricity, sudden upheavals. So I think there is a lesson here where if you are willing to be true and honest with yourself, Aquarius, you're not going to need to do this silly little tail chasing thing anymore with the people who really love and care about you. Just, you know what? Have some faith in those people. Have some faith in at least one other person, that they really love and accept you for who you are. Okay? You don't need to do anything. You don't need to trick anybody or create, you know, clouds and confetti and make something into what it isn't. And I guess my only question there would be why. If you think it's working for you and it really is, like, by all means, but this might be a good opportunity this week to ask, like, if it is, who is it affecting? Do you like it that way? Is there another way to do it? Are you being fair to yourself when you want to bring things into fruition? Are you doing one thing at a time? This gathering state, again, do you enjoy what you're gathering, or is it time for something new? Is it time for new development? Is it time for new categories? Is it time for weeding things out? Maybe what you had gathered all winter long, for example, it didn't turn out the way you wanted to. Or all that time you spent on something didn't turn out the way you wanted to. And it's maybe time to start over with another dream or from another perspective. I would definitely leave this tail chasing out of it this time, though, and that could just simply be the lesson this week. It's like if you're doing something again or having to tackle something that you feel like you've been through already, it's really just a second chance. It's another opportunity for you to, quote unquote, get it right. So we'll just draw some additional messages here from this Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Oh, I thought that was every time I think there's a jumper card, it stays in my hand, and then when I least expect it, I swear there's a card that jumps out. It's just the weirdest thing. There we go. So with Clean It Up, again, like I mentioned at the very beginning of the reading, we have a situation here where it looks like you're going in circles, and Clean It Up is basically just saying, what am I done with? What isn't working for me? Really, really identify it, pay attention to it, and then be willing to let it go. Because it's really, like when I say it's not working for you, it's probably causing a hindrance, okay? It's probably keeping things on a lower vibration or at a standstill, right? In the dream world, it's lovely. Dreams are lovely, but we live in the real world. If you want to bring it into the real world, you can't keep doing it the way you're always doing it, or you can't hold on to garbage or gunk or other stuff that's taking up space where it could live. So you can finally do something about it, so you can categorize it and gather the information that you've been squirreling away and now put it to use for yourself. So Clean It Up is really just literally getting rid of debris. So emotional, psychological, relational, even material. Sometimes it's just time for a good spring cleaning, right? Beyond the sweeping and the dusting, like maybe you need to look in some closets, give stuff away, especially if it's got old energy, that's got circular energy, which is a bit squirrely. It's not freeing. It feels like a diversion. Perhaps if it's a relationship thing, there's this addiction to the past, or there's an old talisman from a past relationship or a past, I'm gonna say past life, but all I mean by that is something that's a generation ago. If it's still in your life, or it's still a talisman or prominent in your life, perhaps it's just time to let it go. Okay, Aquarius, so let's look for one more message here. Alternately, it could be if this has created an actual mess, okay? If this chasing your tail, living in a dream world, not really getting to the root of things, always sorting, you're still in the sorting stage, you could have bugged people by now. You could have irritated people, etc. You could have really upset yourself. It's time to sit down and start getting rid of that energy. Maybe a sorry is in order. Maybe it's just okay to say sorry. Sorry, I mucked it up. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, I thought this was the right way to do it. Okay? Even to yourself. It doesn't have to be about anybody else. But just really calculate this week, Aquarius, and see if what's worked for you in the past is still working for you, or if there's something that can be improved upon, particularly if it has to do with a long-standing dream or goal, and particularly if you've gotten yourself backed into a little bit of a corner. All right. So then we have divine timing for an additional guidance message here. I think plainly, as far as I can tell from this reading, I think this is the week this is just saying to me that this is to be brought to fruition this week, or the door closes on it and you risk continually doing this until what? Something else blows up in your face and you have to solve another problem that you got yourself into. Like, how long do you want to keep doing that? So divine timing to me just means there could even be a flash of an aha moment for you, a flash of awareness for you. It could be an old friend. It could be a stranger in a lineup. Something is going to hit your ears, eyes, or senses this week, and it's going to take you by surprise in the most profound and beautiful way. It's going to get you to the next level, and it may come from a very unexpected source. But trust in the bigger picture, and really, Aquarius, trust that you have what it takes to get through this while being truthful and honest with yourself. There's no need to go in circles. You have a whole lot more to offer than that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading, my dear Aquarius. Please let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. Take good care of yourself in the meantime, and I look forward to seeing you for your next week's reading. Bye for now. I'll get a shower tomorrow. I really don't fucking care. Why would I care? Who cares? I'm going to the movies tomorrow, literally. I'll put my hands on. Pardon me. I'm going to have to restart this fucker. This is not responding the way I wanted to. Where's my video?